Hi guys, and welcome to our video for today, the 6th of May 2026. So let's go through my watch list for today, what is on it, what are these stocks we're looking for, how we're going to trade them on a 5-minute time frame, looking for day trades, how we're going to trade them on a 4-hour time frame for holding these potentially overnight, and also looking at them on a daily time frame for potential swing trades in these hard trending stocks. Starting here on ERNA on this one. Looks good now. It's starting to bounce off the 4.6 support and 80 EMA just here after a bit of a sell-off straight from market open. It's going to mark the up thrust here of 6.23. Get three touches just there on that side of the wedge, and then around 3 touches here on this side of the wedge from a churn of consolidation. And we're going to be waiting for a break of 5.5 on this one for a minimum expectation of at least 8% on this one. I think this one will come towards the top of the wedge. Basically, I expect it to run at least 8% from 5.5 once it breaks over 5.5. Mature falling wedge consolidation beneath 5.5. Above on moving averages, volume is still significant on this one, heavily traded, and it looks good for a day trade on this one, expecting it to run at least 8% from 5.5 once you break over. However, if we were to lose $4 in this one, you're losing the Bollinger Band Center, just this orange line here, and therefore statistically 65% more likely to run beneath this orange line here, which is slowly coming up to 4.6, and also you're going to be a failed golden cross retest of 4.2 around here for the 60 EMA. So if you lose $4, it's completely done on this one. So that's ERNA. So for a day trade, watch it over 5.5 for at least an 8% move. It looks okay. Going on the 4-hour time frame here. So if you want to hold this overnight, looking at the 4-hour time frame, what we need here is a 4-hour criminal close by 1:30 p.m. Eastern time over the top of this candle body here, so call it 5.9. So if we get a 4-hour criminal close over 5.9 by 1:30, that's one thing, but to be honest, we need a 4-hour criminal close over 5.5 by the end of today or end of tomorrow. So for 4 p.m. 4-hour criminal close at 550 or above, that would be good. So a 4-hour criminal close over 5.5 on that one. By end of today, end of tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern time to hold this overnight. And I wouldn't hold this overnight until we do so, because currently just looks like rejection from this Death Cross 60 EMA retest over here, and also failing to build upon this 5.5 at one support, now resistance as we're beneath it. So we're only going to be able to flip it once again for a long-term sort of position potentially, and holding this overnight once we get a 4-hour criminal close over 5.5 on this one. So I'd avoid holding it overnight until we do so on there. But again, for a day trade, it looks good, and just remember beneath 4, not good on this one. To be honest, the daily time frame tells us the same story. So just a daily candle close over 5.5 should see gradual continuation this one towards 7, towards the next resistance. So if you were to get a 4-hour candle close by end of today, end of tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern time, your first target would be 7 of around 20% by the time you got filled, and then you can look to scale the rest of the position, an extra 40% perhaps at the 60 EMA just here for the Death Cross retest, around the 8.5, 8.8 sort of area, around 50%. Second target. So looks okay, but again, I just focus on the 5-minute time frame on this, mainly because also we're getting sucked within the Bollinger Bands, as 95% of price action takes place in this navy line here at the top and this navy line here at the bottom. So it doesn't seem too comfortable to escape there until really on the daily time frame. The only way we do that is get a 4-hour criminal close over 5.5 on this one. But for day trade, it looks okay. ERNA. So let's go to the next one, AHMA. So let's go to the 5-minute time frame. This one's really clear. I like this one a lot on the 5-minute. So when we can mark the up thrust over here, which also acts as a resistance, the high of day, around 1.83. And also we have a 1.85 resistance also. So we're not only going to be breaking the 1-day resistance once we get above 1.85, we're also going to be breaking the up thrust, which also acts as a resistance itself. And it's going to be a very, very strong break on this one. And if it were to do so and break 1.85 here, I would expect it to run at least 8% also from the resistance line of 1.85 and gradually continue towards the next resistance of 2.25. However, on this one, AHMA, if we were to lose 1.35 here, I would consider it to be done, because you'd be failing a Bollinger Band Center retest, and the structure of the chart would just be ruined in my opinion, and it'd be more of a descending triangle breakdown in contrast to any sort of bullish falling wedge accumulation. So above 1.85 on this one, expected to run at least 8%, and beneath 1.35, no good on that one. However, if you want to hold this overnight for whatever reason, it's a lot more simple than the previous stock, to be honest, looking at the structure. And that's because not only we have resistance here at 1.85, but we also have a 60 EMA here. So to be honest, you can, on the 4-hour time frame, you can just put in a little resistance line of $2, just like that, and put it in purple or something, a different color. And once we get a 4-hour green candle close over $2 by end of today or end of tomorrow, so 4 p.m. Eastern time today or tomorrow, like that, then you can potentially look at holding this overnight. It would be a lot more suitable, just because we'll be engulfing and building upon the 60 EMA and eradicating the death cross retest and building some momentum and getting rid of this resistance here. And also $2 is a psychological number, which connects to resistance, and the main thing here is the 1.85 resistance also. So there's a large confluence of resistance around this area between 1.85 and let's call it just $2. So once you get a 4-hour green candle close over $2 in this one, I'll be looking to hold this overnight. To be honest, it looks quite good. And until we do so, I would avoid it, to be honest, for 4 hour and holding this overnight, and just look for a day trade. That's because also we have the Bollinger Bands here. So again, 95% of price action takes place in this navy line here at the top and this navy line here at the bottom. So the last thing we want to do is get sucked in beneath here, and that's why I said beneath 1.35. Not good in this one. So looking at a daily time frame, just here on this one, again, a daily close over 1.85 would be good, but to be honest, you can just focus on the 4-hour green candle close over 1.85 rather than waiting for the daily. To be honest, once we do get a 4-hour or daily candle close, green candle close specifically, over 1.85, you expect us to come towards 2.25. So again, just to reiterate, $2. I'm just going to double. So again, this is what happens in trading. Sometimes you forget your own analysis. So we put this line in purple here, and just so we don't forget. And yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a measly first target of 10%, but I guess you can sell half to be safe and then scale the rest around $3 in this one. So I guess the swing opportunity was better on the previous stock we looked at, ERNA, but AHMA structurally looks a lot more better. So again, a 4-hour daily, 4-hour candle close over $2 in this one, for holding this overnight and for a swing trade. I would ignore the daily, to be honest, because the 4-hour does kind of trick you out with the 60 EMA just here above 1.85 resistance, and obviously the daily time frame. There's no moving averages acting as resistance until like $4, 3.88 on the daily, so it can easily go missed. So that's why I like to put this purple line in here just to make sure I remember. So if holding this overnight in a swing trade, 4-hour green candle close over $2 on this one. And if it goes beneath 1.35, it's done. And then to finish up here on a GCTK, I think one of our traders caught this one earlier, Phoenix. It looks quite good. Obviously moved up to 1.2. This is my favorite potentially, I'll say, for a day trade. I'm not looking to trade until 1 p.m. Eastern time today. But this one looks really good for a day trade. Mainly reason is because we're in a falling wedge here. On the 5-minute time frame, really healthy wedge and really healthy consolidation between 1 and 1.2. Just a box also consolidation like this between 1 and 1.2. And once we do break over 1.2, we should run at least 8%. And towards the top of the Bollinger Band, also around 1.3. And also gap up towards 1.5, I think, with momentum and volume in this. It looks really good. Very strong, noticeable movement candles in the time frame, which is what you need for strong volumes. This one looks really good. And if we were to lose, however, 0.9 in this one, just where the Bollinger Band center is, I would consider it to be done, to be honest. So beneath 0.9 in this one, no good. But above 1.2 for a day trade, looks good. Looks the best one for a day trade, I think, due to the volume and the movement of the candles. So looking at a 4-hour time frame now for holding this overnight, a simple 4-hour green candle close over 1.2. Should see it continue towards 1.5 on this one. For around a 20% again, similar to ERNA first target, so you can sell 50% there, and then consider selling 40% a bit higher up at maybe 1.9 or $2 next resistance. So 4-hour green candle close over 1.2 by end of today, end of tomorrow to hold this overnight. Daily time frame, we'll go and have a look what resistances we have. That may change your opinion. Yeah, so I mean, to be honest, this is why we look at all time frames. So again, we have the 4-hour candle close over 1.2, but if you were to do that, you've got resistance straight here with the 60 EMA at 1.37 as a death cross retest. So for holding this overnight, to be honest, I would ignore the 4-hour and just look at the daily time frame and wait for a daily candle close over 1.5 to engulf the 60 EMA and engulf the 1-day resistance, and focus more on a larger swing trade on this one. And looking at the structure, this one isn't rare. It's common for like wicks and moves like this. So who knows, it might gap up at some point with a daily candle close over 1.5, and it could be a multi-day runner, to be honest. So yeah, I'd be focused on a daily candle close over 1.5 on this one, but primarily as a day trader, the main focus to me is here waiting for a break of 1.2 and running at least 8% from the resistance line as expected. And AHMA, again, a 4-hour green candle close over 2 on this one for holding this overnight and swing trades. ERNA, again, I'd say it probably looks best for a day trade, to be honest. But yeah, that is it for the watch list. So again, be careful. 0.9 on this one, 1.35 AHMA, and also the key levels in this one as well, ERNA. So hopefully you enjoyed the video for today, and yeah, catch you guys later.